Salams and welcome. Today we're focusing not only on but specifically on removing the stigma around ADHD, autism, mental health disorders, developmental disorders that children face, all type of developmental disorders, anything that arouses a stigma or discrimination against a child who is not like any other children. Let us please remove the stigma. Every child is different. So let's not point fingers, let's not discriminate. So the whole purpose of the next 2 or 3 series is to remove the stigma. And I've come across a fabulous journal article. I'm going to read this entire article verbatim, not the entire article, extracts from it. This is an article in the South African Journal of Psychiatry by Renata Schoeman and Tony Voges. And it is an open access article, so I have permission to share this article with everyone. And I think the whole purpose, and that's my philosophy in life as well, let's share knowledge. And the best way to remove the stigma around ADHD, around autism spectrum disorder, about any disability of children, leukemia, or any other mental health problems, or changes, delayed milestones, anything to do with the brain development of a child, where someone will say, oh, that child looks a bit abnormal. And especially in the black traditions, they say, oh, maybe there's a spirit in that child. There's a spirit in that child. Or the ancestors are inside that child. Let's remove that stigma. Or in some other cultures, they will say, no, there's a gene in that child. Let's remove it. Let's stay away from that child. Or in other cultures, they will say, hey, that house is a haunted house. There is an evil spirit in that child. So let's leave all of that out. Let's just use our sense. Yes, we respect the cultures. We respect every culture, we respect every religion, but please, let's not exaggerate things and let's not point fingers. Remember, when you're pointing finger at one person's child, there's 4 other fingers pointing at you. When you are discriminating against an innocent child or the parents, there's 4 other fingers. Maybe your own child could be even a worse child than the child that you're pointing fingers at. So the whole purpose of today's discussion, the next 3 series, is to end the stigma and to discuss this journal article, fabulous journal article in South African Journal of Psychiatry, Schoeman and Voges, ADHD stigma, the silent barrier to care. Right? So please take note of that journal article if anyone's interested, but I'm going to read through it extensively. So first, let's remember that having ADHD does not mean that there's your child is crazy or cuckoos. Because sometimes people will think, oh, the child got autism. He's crazy. Or the person now he's dating in a disgusting way. But yes, as medical professionals, we say, yes, there's something wrong in a brain developmental disorder. But we don't say it in a mocking way. We don't say it in a discriminating way. We don't say it by pointing fingers. We just say, yes, the child has got some mental health issues, but we say it with professionalism and we say it with kindness. So let's remove the stigma. So right, let's start today with removing the stigma around ADHD, attention deficit and hyperactivity. Very active, and attention deficit. Right, so let's go through this journal article. Renata Schoeman, Stellenbosch Business School, from Stellenbosch University. She's got a private practice in Bellville, South Africa, and Cape Town. Lekker, Cape Town. I love Cape Town. Ceres and all the winelands, and Stellenbosch and Paarl and Rondebosch and our famous Chris Barnard is from Cape Town. Lekker. So when you hear about Cape Town, we say bright place, rugby, sunny skies, and BMW. And we always remember biltong, samosas, chutney, and tea. And to that we add pap and vleis, because we are South Africans. We love our pap and vleis, and we love Cape Town. We love South Africa, and we love Cape Town. We love the Table Mountain, and we love everything to do with Stellenbosch University. So, and the other one is Renata Schoeman and Tony Voges. I apologize. I don't know if they are doctors or professors. I will just, out of kindness, I will say, out of respect, I will say, okay, Professor Renata Schoeman and Professor Tony Voges. So Renata Schoeman, Stellenbosch Business School, and Tony Voges, Goldilocks and the Bear Foundation, Bellville, South Africa, Department of Psychology, Faculty of Social Sciences, Stellenbosch University, Cape Town, Mensa. So let's remove the stigmas. Let's remove the stigma around ADHD and around autism spectrum disorder and about any other, even like post-COVID mental health issues, any type of anxiety or depression. Let's remove the stigma. Let's try and help the people. Right, let's go. Let's get into it. So this is an original research. The article itself is called Schoeman R, Voges T, Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder Stigma, the Silent Barrier to Care, South African Journal of Psychiatry, 2022, published in the year 2022, volume 28, inverted bracket 0, A1865. Right. This is original research. This is an open access article distributed under the terms of the Creative Commons Attribution License, which permits unrestricted use, distribution, and reproduction in any medium, provided the original work is cited. So I have cited the original work. I've cited it 3-4 times already. So thank you to Schoeman and Voges for making this open access, because sharing knowledge is fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. That's how we're going to remove the stigma. And remember, Mensa, October is ADHD Awareness Month. Let's start working on that. Let's get our MPs involved. There are new ministers. There are new brooms, sweeps, clean. What do they say? Die besem. Die nieuwe besem. Hy werk baie lekker. So when our new MPs, they are now new in Parliament, new in Parliament, let's tell them we want funding, get hold of them. Right. Let's look at the abstract today. Abstract: attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, is the most common psychiatric disorder in childhood, with symptoms persisting into adulthood in 60% of the individuals. If left untreated, the emotional, social, and financial consequences can be dire, with many children and adults not reaching their full potential and having a reduced quality of life. The aim of the study. The study explored parents' and educators' understanding and experience of stigma in relation to their children's ADHD. So this is fabulous work that they did. They interviewed so many people. In some cases, I was sad that the response wasn't all that great. There was so much ignorance also, but we need a better response. Maybe a bigger survey. We need more funding. Right? The setting. Participants were recruited from 6 schools in the Cape Town metropole, in which the Goldilocks and the Bear Foundation, which delivers mental health services to underprivileged children. Well done to Goldilocks and the Bear Foundation. Well done to you. Anyone who helps the underprivileged people, I am very happy. So well done and more success to you. Contact our new Deputy Minister of Social Development, a very nice person from the Al Jamaa Party, Mr. Hanif Hendricks. Please contact him. He's a very nice person. He's passionate about social development. So contact him. He can give you some funding. So this is a Cape Town Metropole in the Goldilocks and Bear Foundation. Right. The method that we used, a convergent, parallel, mixed methods research design consisting of a quantitative survey and an in-depth interview component, was conducted to explore the lack of knowledge about ADHD and stigma as potential barriers to help-seeking behavior, diagnosis, and treatment for children with ADHD. Results: instrumental barriers to care had a bigger impact on practical access to care, while attitudinal and stigma-related resources were found to have a significant impact on the well-being of individuals. Core to the themes arising from the interviews were questions of how lack of knowledge, listen to this, Mensa, lack of knowledge influences stigma, how stigma materializes in discriminatory behavior, and how stigma acts as a barrier to care. Conclusion: the findings contribute to the literature by exploring parents' and educators' understanding and experience of stigma in relation to the children's ADHD. Listen to some of the comments of the parents. Very sad, very traumatic. So even though there's a child with ADHD, the parents' lives are traumatized. Imagine what the mother is going through, the father is going through. They listen to the story. Sometimes they're sitting all alone at home at night, and the tears are rolling down the cheeks of the mother or the father in this darkness, to say, how do we get out of this? It's not one day event. It's not someone who's gone to a hospital for a week. This is your whole life is now affected, because now there's trauma in your house. How do you cope with it? And the last thing you need on your plate is someone pointing fingers at you with racism, discrimination, and to say, oh, there's something wrong. It's verkeerd met daardie kind. We must not discriminate against people, please. I hate racism. And I hate discrimination against medical illnesses. Please, let's remove the toxins from our brain. We're all beautiful people. We are South Africans. Let's help one another. Let's not point fingers at one another. If someone is suffering, help that person out. Don't mock that person. Don't bully that person. So many of these children get bullied in school. Please, don't bully the person. The good people must stand up. The good people of the world must stand up. Please. So the contribution: in order to improve access to care, treatment, and well-being of individuals directly or indirectly affected by ADHD, it is crucial and absolutely essential that stigma needs to be addressed. Stay well, man, sir. Look after yourself. See you in the next episode.